Welcome. I'm Chris McKean.
And I'm Andy Kiner.
We're all about cross-country racing, and normally it starts with 10 seconds.
But not in Iowa. In Iowa, it starts with hands-on helmets.
Yes. Oh, got to silence my phone. Getting a notification we're live.
Sweet. I did shut my ringer off tonight.
Yeah. Oh, busy week, huh, buddy?
It is. And, I thought we talked about having a simple thing tonight,
That was the plan.
Yeah. And then you changed everything. Now we've got all kinds of guests. It's like all built up for some race this weekend. And it's kind of getting me going now.
Yeah. And we're also live on Heartland Challenge Facebook as well. So we're broadcasting everywhere tonight. So live on Heartland Challenge.
Yep, and it's
Facebook.
Awful loud too, isn't it? So we're getting big time now, or we're getting broadcast amongst other channels now. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Is that because we got kicked off the old one, or what?
Just building things up.
Nice. We need to get you the new logo. You're still using the old logo up there.
Oh, I can fix that here. Give me a little bit. We'll have it fixed and thrown back up there.
Tonight's no different than a race. Give me a little bit.
It's been a crazy 24 hours, for me. So trying to play catch up.
You've had a lot going on. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exciting. We got quite a few people sitting in the green room tonight. All excited, get this weekend started. Which for you, are you going up to Fort Dodge tonight? Is that you make?
If we get off, if I can hold you to 8:00, there's a good chance I might buzz the trailer up real quick and come back home. Otherwise, I got to make 2 trips early in the morning. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to come quick.
It is. Reality is starting to set in that the Heartland is here. It's this weekend. So you think scoring is going to be ready?
We're going to do our best. We have 36 pre-entries so far. So what I have in front of me, the last 6 from that late yesterday and today. Yeah, good number so far, I think.
Yeah, and just to be clear, because I do get a lot of people asking, like, how many entries you got, this and that. And when I tell them, it was like 20-some earlier today, that's it. Well, probably the most we've ever had is probably 30, 35, isn't it? Outside of the year we gave away all the tires.
Yeah. So we're ahead.
Yeah.
Numbers are looking good. I will say that the family class is probably the biggest one.
That's
so
cool.
Far.
I'm happy to hear that. So, but yeah, so numbers actually look pretty good. I got some more kids. That's really what I was worried about, was getting those kid numbers up. So excited to see that. So
I think I had three kids classes or 3 kid teams sign up today. So that's pretty good.
Nice.
All on our way.
One, if we get another kids team to sign up while we're on here, I'll have a prize for them.
Okay.
First kids team to sign up while we're on the podcast tonight, I'll have a special award or a special thing for them. So,
well, challenge accepted.
Sweet.
What else is going on? A lot to talk about.
Everything's loaded, I believe. Just gotta shut full trailers and jump in the motorhome in the morning, and everything starts. Got a lot of guys gonna be there tomorrow. Well, not a lot, but about 3 or 4 different guys gonna be there tomorrow helping. So excited. should be pretty cool. We're making some changes in the kids course for this weekend. And yeah, a lot of work to get done, especially with the challenge. I'm sure I never got it sprayed this year, so a lot of work to do there. But I think we need to make that harder than what it typically is. So we're going to see if we can't get the rocks a little higher, or do something there. Maybe we'll put some grease on the logs. How's that?
Sure. You're going to be the one greasing them?
Sure. I can grease them. So,
yeah.
So anyway, we got a couple guests tonight. We got a third co-host we're going to bring on. Yep. And then we will have our first guest is who?
Dyllon Howard. We featured in our Jason Mickelson Century 21 Racer highlight.
Nice. And then we're going to have a lot of info coming at us from Sabrina with Atomic Photography.
Yep.
I'm excited to hear that too. So it'd be nice tonight, just not you and I, me sitting here listening to you yak all the time, wanting to get off of here.
So yeah, you want to go ahead and bring him on, and we can kind of team up on him. I know he's super excited.
Sweet.
To join.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, welcome, Dyllon.
How's it going?
Good morning. Thanks for coming on, Dyllon. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
I know Chris kind of waits till the last second sometimes to invite people on here, but appreciate you taking the time to come on here with us, have some fun. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. You're just telling us you're just packing or getting the kids' quads ready.
Yep, I got my youngest is racing 50 limited, and my oldest boy is 8. He's racing 50 limited and 90 stock, and then I'm racing A. So
wow,
quite a lot of stuff to get ready.
You guys got a lot going on, don't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So, well, let's get to the right technical difficulties there. Let's get to the rider spotlight, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about the Heartland Challenge and kind of your history of it. And that event pretty well, I think, and just kind of get some insight from you. So let's hop right into the Jason Mickelson Century 21 spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Chris was saying I thought he wanted to answer the question or ask the questions tonight, but was that right, Chris? Or
we could switch off and on.
So
let's go. Dyllon, do you watch a lot of movies? No.
When I have time.
What's the favorite movie quote of yours?
I'd say I'm your Huckleberry off Tombstone.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Little icebreaker there. So you ride a Honda, right? Have you always rode on a Honda?
Yeah. I owned a Kawasaki. I took it on trade a 450, but I only rode it 3 or 4 times and then sent it down the road. I think the only other 4-wheeler I've ever owned that wasn't a Honda was either my boys's or I think I had an LT230 Suzuki when I was little.
Oh boy, that was my most desirable machine when I was younger. I remember when that came out.
So you've been in the series for what, 3 years now? 4 years, roughly?
Well, I started. I think I did my first Iowa Series race in 2010. Then I raced like full seasons up till 2013 or 14, I think. And then I took about 5 years off and only did the Heartland Challenge in between there. Then I think we've hit every series race since 2021, I think. 21 or 22.
Wow. Is it easier doing it now that the boys are involved?
Well, it kind of gave me an excuse to come back. So I was like, the boys, fun fact. My first Iowa Series race was at Mount Pleasant, and then both my boys had their first races there at Mount Pleasant. at Greenhurst, and my oldest turned 4, and I was like, well, let's go up there and try it, because I had my 4-wheeler ready for the Heartland and stuff. So because I always raced with Cody and Carter, even though I didn't do the series, and I was like, let's go up there and try it and see if you like it, and then it just exploded from there. And now it's all 3 of us are doing it, and they're pretty much addicted now. So I got an excuse to be there. So
fun.
We thank
fun
you
years. Well, we tried to get your wife last year. You know, she could go out there and give her a go, right?
Yeah, had to find her something.
So now that you've been racing for a while with us, what's your favorite track you've been on so far?
I would say, I think Fort Dodge is always one of my favorites. I've always had decent luck there, except for this year. Cahokia was fun last year, except for I broke my arm, but I still liked it. It was fun. I got to help work the track and stuff. That was made me more appreciated, I guess. And I think Albia was one of my favorites too.
Yeah. That was only 1 year, wasn't it? We went there?
I think we did it twice.
Was it twice? Yep.
Yeah. That was my first win ever. So
that's an easy one to remember, then, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
So when you helped the track crew that last year out there at Cahokia, did that surprise you, like the stuff that goes into it behind the scenes?
I mean, not a lot, because I mean, growing up, my dad and his buddies always had trails. We always cut trails and stuff on quite a bit, but trying to think of trying to think of everybody that races on it, trying to think of the different skill levels, and cutting a proper trail for the 50s, the 90s, and adults, all of us to be able to have fun on, kind of made a different aspect of it.
Yeah. I just had a guy was talking to me. He helped us here this last time, and he said, I think I had more fun doing that than I did racing, you know, so it's kind of interesting, but, So what's his, if you had to name, which 3 famous people would you want to have dinner with, and why?
I'd say Adam McGill would have to be one of them, Gator. Because, I mean, every time I'm around him at the Ironman or when he came to the Heartland, and he's always seems like a down-to-earth person, wanting to have fun, having a good time. I don't even really know. Maybe like Ryan Reynolds or somebody like that. I mean, he seemed like a fun, good time, or wanting to have a good time all the time kind of person.
Yeah. It's funny you say Adam, because he's gotten a lot of attention on this podcast. A lot of people. He's a pretty popular person to be brought up here. So
I know every year we go to Ironman, we go visit his pits, and last year was pretty cool where he had they had Bob Sloan's 250R out there, and he had the whole 2-stroke collection lined up outside of his pits. It was pretty cool.
Huh. So you mentioned Adam. Who's your favorite ATV racer of all time?
Probably Adam McGill.
Adam McGill, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. He's pretty cool down there, guy. So I'll let you go, Chris.
So you mentioned Ironman. Have you raced Ironman before?
Yeah, we've done it Yep. We, me, Cody and Carter Christensen, Tyrell Kerr, St. John Briggs, we all every year make it a yearly trip, a guys trip out there, and we went the last 2 years. Went and raced it. So
something neat. So they're part of your pit crew?
Yeah. We're pretty much always all camp together and hang out every night and let the kids run wild together. And
yeah, it's always nice to have a good pit crew person at Ironman, right, Andy?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sometime I'll tell you a story about that, Dylan.
Well, it's been told on this podcast before. Yeah, we've gone out a couple times to Ironman. My boys raced it once. Had a good time, but just different atmosphere. A lot more people.
Oh man. Yeah, a lot of people.
It's changed so much in like the last 5 years. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's like every year they set an attendance record, and I think the first year I went, we ran Sportsman A, and there was like 76 entries or something. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Dang.
I went there, what was it, last year or 2 years ago?
I think I saw you there 2 years ago.
Yeah. And obviously the numbers of the racers are up, but what blew me away was the amount of pit riding and the amount of side-by-sides. There was more side-by-sides there 2 years ago riding around in the pits than there was racing back in the day,
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it, but that's a heck of a place. I mean, that's just the ultimate show when it comes to, their races. So
yep.
It's pretty cool to be a part of that. So, yeah. So, what's on your bucket list? Something you haven't done yet that you've got to get done.
I think snowshoe. I think I'd like to go race snowshoe.
Yeah.
I've heard it's horrible, or all the rocks and stuff are horrible. So it's got to be like probably a little worse than racing southern Missouri. But
yeah.
I still think it just at least once.
Just go absorb it and try it, huh?
Yep.
It sounds like it's pretty wild out there too, from everything I hear. But So, if you won $1 million, what's the first 3 things that you would buy?
$1 million? Well, I'd probably end up getting a toy hauler instead of our enclosed trailer we camp in, and then maybe a little bit nicer truck, and I'd probably buy a backup 4-wheeler.
Here, I thought
do recall that enclosed trailer you have is a pretty nice one.
I know. I got a pretty sweet deal on it.
Yeah.
That's starting to scare me. So you've been racing for a while. This is kind of a loaded question because obviously you've got youth that you've probably given some suggestions to. But if you could go back to the first year you started racing, what's some advice that you would give yourself?
Don't waste my time. I didn't start racing until I was 17, I think. So I would have told myself not to waste my time on a 300X at that point, but kind of just breathe. Because it was so, just being so tense and so excited and getting wrapped up in it, that just, I don't know, kind of felt like I was trying to sprint through everything. It's just like, all right, just take a step back, find your flow, and go.
Yeah, it's good advice. What's your favorite song right now?
I can't even think of one right now.
Come on, you got to have one.
I think Texas by Blake Shelton's pretty good.
Sing a little bit of it. I don't remember.
Oh, I don't sing. My wife sings. I don't.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I was going to try to set you up there.
Nope.
So outside of racing, you got any hobbies? What are you doing outside of race weekends?
Oh, well, pretty much I help coach my oldest son's flag football. We're going to be tackle football this year. His baseball, basketball teams, a few guys I went to high school with, we all got together or played sports, grew up with. We all help coach all the little league teams around here, or at least one of them.
Nice. And you said around here. Now you're right around that Cahokia area, correct?
Yep, Northeast Missouri. I'm about 35 miles south of Cahokia.
Okay.
In
I
Ewing.
guess I didn't realize that. Yeah. What town is that considered then?
Ewing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm about 15 minutes or 10, 15 minutes north of an old OMA track outside Newark, Missouri.
Yep. Gotcha. You got any more for him, Chris, before we jump into our rapid?
Oh,
no?
Well, he doesn't watch much TV here. Well, I'll go. There's what's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
Probably the biggest one, I think. I guess I'd worked at I worked at a job for like 8 years, had a bunch of seniority built up, and then opportunity came to work like 4 10-hour days instead of, we pretty much worked 6 days a week, and it was day shift versus second shift 2 to 10. And I ended up quitting that job and going up there to try that out, to help out or see how much better it was for the family.
Family first, right?
Yep.
All right, we're going to jump right into the rapid fire, okay?
All right.
This just tells us the simple stuff about Dyllon Howard. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Favorite drink?
Red Bull or Mountain Dew?
Favorite food?
Tenderloins.
Favorite singer?
Favorite singer? Right now, probably Luke Combs.
Luke Combs. Favorite concession stand this year so far?
Oh, at the races?
Yeah.
I think that at Cahokia was pretty good.
Yep. Favorite restaurant?
I like it's in Iowa City. It's called Who Hot.
Yep.
Or Coralville. I think that's where it's at.
Favorite sports team?
Iowa Hawkeyes.
We'll keep that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Favorite ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
Ooh.
You know where Cookies and Cream was originally built?
No.
At South Dakota State College. Yep. So, you could have any car. What would it be?
Any what?
Any car.
Any car. I'd say probably Corvette.
Corvette.
Just once, maybe by the time I retire.
Yeah.
What kind of Corvette? What year?
I like I think it's 06 body style. Z06.
C5?
Yeah, C5, Z06.
Yep. I agree. It's my favorite too. Okay, would you rather have a talking pet or a self-cleaning house?
Self-cleaning house.
And would you rather fight a giant spider or a giant snake?
I think a snake.
And last question, of all the races you've ever done, different series, Ironman stuff, what was the best one? What was the best scoring at any of your events?
Best scoring?
Yeah, like the scoring individual, you know.
This is loaded. Loaded question.
I don't even know the name of the guys that ran the OXC, so I'm just kidding, Chris.
Well, we appreciate your time doing that,
Yep,
Dylan.
no problem.
Just fun getting to know, you know, maybe not be somebody on the other side of the pits from you, don't know you, you know, yet, or haven't talked to you too much. And now they might be bringing you Red Bull or Mountain Dew. You know, that's typically something Chris will do after these.
Busch Light ain't too bad, but
yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but Chris has a history of doing this. After we have one right before races, he'll always remember what you drink, and he'll usually show up with a Mountain Dew or Red Bull for you this weekend. So you might be
that works.
Yeah,
Better write this down.
So
I'm gonna need it about 7 p.m. probably
on Friday or
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be running around Friday.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting for the kids.
So with the Heartland being up this weekend, tell us real quick, what's your favorite memory from a Heartland? You've been in several of them.
I think it was 2012. Me, Cody Christensen, and Adam Rosenbaum, or Squirrels as we all call them.
Yeah.
We all raced together, and I think it was the Spider Graphics brought a team out from Indiana. The owner, I think he was out there, and I think we was sitting in third place or second place behind them, and we was gaining and gaining and gaining every lap. And then here comes Adam pulling in. His KFX 400 is blowing oil out the top of it. So we go swap it. I think him and Cody swap out or whatever it was. And then Cody goes around, and here he comes down, and Carlisle full speed locks his motor up right in front of the pits. I think he pushed it like 250 yards by himself through the rocks and through scoring, and went and got my four-wheeler. And then And by that time, I think it was back in 8th or something like that. We had completely lost all of our momentum. I think it was 4 hours in, 5 hours in. And so then then we were down to racing only mine, and then my headlights quit for some reason, blew a fuse or something. I pull into the pits to switch with Adam, and the headlights quit working. So Dean Hansen was actually racing against us. He comes over, and we're all trying to figure out what's going on, rip the hood off, and we start poking wires so we find power. And finally got the headlights to work. And then it was my four-wheeler for the last 4 or 5 hours of the night. And then we end up catching all the way back up and got to 3rd place to be on the podium. And then, well, we went to start up my four-wheeler, go take it to the podium, and realized all the electric started quit working. So we were just lucky we didn't kill the four-wheeler for the last 4 or 5 hours.
Oh,
but
man.
we was able to come all the way back. It was pretty cool.
See, now it's funny you just said that, because after all those issues, you just said it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this is a race that I can use the famous words I heard from Matt Lindell, but I won't do it right now. But it's just funny. You hear all this stuff when you're in the heat of the battle. And then at the end of the night, you're like, it seems to me like I hear people say, man, why'd I do that? And after about 2 weeks of setting and getting the soreness out, it's like they're already talking about next year.
Yep.
And it's a very demanding race. Tell us about, like, between how, if you had to talk to somebody about a normal race and the Heartland race, tell us the difference.
With the difference, in the Heartland, you got to trust your teammates. Me and Cody and Carter have done it, I'd say probably 10 times together. And if we're riding, because right now we got to the point where our four-wheelers are set up a lot alike now, and we don't even swap. We'll run one for 3 hours, the next one for 3 hours, and then finish on one or whatever it is. And if they decide if they're riding mine and something feels wrong, and they just park it and grab the next one and go, you just trust that they're going to. I have full faith in those two to, give it their all and not give up. Yep. And make smart decisions.
Could you ever see yourself doing the Ironman?
I want to. I think I'd wait until I got a 4-wheel drive, but
yeah,
that power steering sounds really nice for 10 hours.
I get that. Huh. Cool. So what's a piece of advice that you would give to a new rider coming in or a new team that's never done it before, never been to the race, and are just coming in, blind? What's a piece of advice you would give them from your experience?
A lot changes in 10 hours. The race ain't won the first 3 hours. It's get out there, set a pace that you're comfortable with. Don't burn yourselves out. Stay within striking distance. And luckily we have all of our wives there in the pits where they go through, tell us lap times and how we're gaining or if we're falling back, and they pay attention for us while we're just trying to hydrate and stay ready the whole time. It's not a sprint. If you're gonna win the Heartland, you're gotta be there for the long haul.
So you just mentioned two things that's always on my list. So I was glad you said it the way you did, because number one is nobody realizes. I don't know if one rider is more important or the team is more important, because
definitely the team.
Yeah, people just don't realize that even if you're on an Ironman, if you're on a team, how important those people behind the scenes, whether it be the one doing the timing, the one doing the cooking, the one making sure you're hydrated or fueling. Yep. Having a team behind you is, it's huge.
Yeah.
But
the wives are there forcing us to eat food and continuously feeding us, getting our carbohydrates and all that stuff up, and making us drink water. And because I know when I'm in a race, like even a normal series race, I don't really pay attention. I don't eat unless my wife makes me do it.
Yeah.
I'm just so ingrained in what the kids are doing, trying to make sure they're all ready. All of our stuff, my stuff's ready. But having people there to help and support you and having the right team behind you makes a huge difference, especially at the Heartland.
Exactly. So the number one thing you mentioned, which I'm going to turn it around on you, you said the Heartland is not won in the first 3 hours.
Nope.
Now, what would be the opposite of that? How many times is the Heartland lost in the first 3 hours?
Man, actually probably hardly ever. Because if you have, you're a 3-man team and you guys get in the groove and get rolling, even if you have a motor lock up like we did, we had 2 4-wheelers break down. Once you get back in your groove, there's plenty of time to catch back up. As long as you just bit by bit, 30 seconds a lap or a minute a lap, whatever it is.
You just nailed it. If I had a gold medal, I'd put it around your neck right now. Chris, I think you knew what I was fishing for there, but when a lot of people always say, hey, it's on a normal race, but the Heartland's even worse. It's not won in the first 3 hours. But a lot of people will tell you, but it's lost in the first 3 hours. And those first 3 hours, what I tell them is you need to make adjustments, not excuses. If you start making excuses at that point, yes, you've lost your race. But if you make adjustments and adapt to the situation, there's so many issues. I see the same thing in Ironman where the guy's leading or the gal's leading and hit that 5 or 6 hour. That's where you hit that big window, where it's just a wall, and you need to crawl off. You want to be anywhere except on that 4-wheeler, till you bust through that wall. And so many people give up, unfortunately at that 2-3 hour mark. I'm a lap behind, I'm screwed, I'm done. And then that person that's a lap ahead of them has took it like a sprint, and all of a sudden now they're done. And sometimes you can't make an adjustment. Sometimes, when you go that hard, that fast, unless you're Matt Lindell, you're probably not going to recover. So having that team behind you and staying focused is, I bring up that movie. You ever seen the movie Dust to Glory?
It's been a while.
If you watch that, though, if you haven't ever seen it, I didn't come on here to advertise it, but if you haven't ever seen it, that's very interesting because it's so easy to lose your focus. And in there, he says the same thing like 3 or 4 times in a row because he's just tunnel vision, and he's over and over again. And it's so important to have those people, like take a bite of Snickers, or do whatever, just to get that mind going. It's all mental. 10 hours is a big mental game. So,
your team, the staying out of your head, having a good strategy. Because I know we've raced people who are faster than us where it'll be we've raced guys that dropped out, like had AA guys racing the A class and stuff, but only one of them was that fast, and he was running 3 or 4 laps for the first half the race, and then you could just start seeing him slowly die off. Like they were, like the guy was faster than us, all 3 of us, but the team aspect of it, to where the one guy, the fastest guy there, got burned out 5 hours in or 6 hours in, where our consistency and just pace is what made us win the race.
Yep. It's just the Heartland to me just tests you so much on not just your speed, not just mentality, but like the whole package. It's like every single thing will be tested from your prep to the maintenance to your lights to your your energy level, your sleep, what you're drinking. It's like no other. I absolutely love the race. I hate the prep and I hate the after. But as far as the race goes, I'll tell you, I kind of make fun of myself. I don't need Chris doing it all the time. But during the race, it always starts out like you want to get started, and I want to get this thing. And you're always thinking, I want to get it done. But then once it gets dark, it's my favorite time is watching the night racing. I love racing in the dark. But then you also hit you that it's like, shoot, that means we're done in like 2 hours, and it's kind of all this. And now it's done, So
when the sun goes down, it's a whole different race. Most everybody's fast in the daylight, but when it gets dark and all you have is your one light or your light, hopefully your memory of the track, and that plays a big factor into it too. And the dirt changes. It's a whole different story.
It is. You're right. I remember I raced the very first 12-hour race. I was actually at Fort Dodge, 12 Hours of America. And I remember I started the race handed off. And, you know, we weren't ever used to that stuff. So we kind of rode 2 hours and then 2 hours and 2 hours, you know. It's the first time we'd never done it before. But when I got back on the bike, it's like, holy crap, this ain't even the same track. You know, it changed that much, you know. But how do you like it in the dark? How do you like racing in the dark?
I like it. I don't know. I mean, it starts cooling off. The dew hits. The dirt changes. Most of it becomes a little more tacky down the trees. Adds a little moisture to the air. I think I like it more. I mean, especially, well, in our 10-hour race, you start out where it's 90-some degrees out, and you work out to where it's the hottest point of the day, then you go down in the night. Just the changes in the way, and I think it brings a lot more. It's another challenge where it takes experience and how comfortable you are on your machine raises a whole new factor in it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The one thing I really noticed, it surprised me because I'd never hardly rode, you know, fast in the dark before we did it, is I truly felt like I was more focused and faster in the dark because I didn't have all those, you know, all the distractions around. I only focused on where the lights were, you know.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, it kind of made it calmer racing, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
But cool. Well, Dylan, I know you've probably got more stuff to do tonight, so we really appreciate you coming on and doing the Jason Mickelson Century 21 Spotlight, and then give us your input on the Heartland. So I can promise you the track will be ready for you on probably Thursday to Friday morning ish. We hope to have it all done by Thursday evening at least.
See, that's when we plan on getting up there, is Thursday evening.
Okay. Yep. So, like I said, the track will be ready. I can only cross my fingers that scoring's ready. But I know the live stream will be up and going. We're excited for that. So, yeah, thank you very much, and look forward to seeing your whole team and family this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dylan.
Yep. Thank you.
We got to move right along. We're
You're
running a little late here.
I know. I couldn't get a word in. You talk too much.
I'm just not gonna wait. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
I think somebody in the background. He's relaxed. The third leg here. Is he about ready? Oh, he's coming prepared. He's got the glasses on. Let's bring him on.
He's probably upset you're here because he didn't think you were going to be on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I told him it's his show tonight, so now it's your fault.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Rick.
What's up, fellas?
Good morning.
Welcome.
Hey.
What's up, Rick?
Is this a trial period for my replacement? Is that what kind of is going on?
No, you're irreplaceable, Chris.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks for offering to step in for me and fill in. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it, but yeah.
No, it's good that you're here because you got to have the brains behind the operation. So I think me and Andy don't qualify for that.
Yeah, thanks.
I do offer some technical support, but I know what you're saying. So, Rick, I don't think anybody knows this yet. Probably just the three of us, but we had invited Matt Lindell to come in, and due to some business situations, he could not make it. So we went to a guy that's highly touted in this sport as far as his attitude and communication skills and everything. And it's a guy from right here locally. He goes by the name of Rick Valentine. So we want to welcome you being the official announcer for our live stream this weekend.
Yes,
and
sir.
Sounds like you might be doing some awards too. Is that right?
Oh, I didn't you said that was all you. So that's my nap time.
Are we just throwing things at him too?
I tried to
help out with scoring too.
That's technical, Chris. I'm not good at that. I'm pretty pumped about it. It's been a while since we've done it. I've done any announcing at the races. It's been kind of a wild past few years, and it's going to be fun. I had a chance to talk to Steve Mueller, the guy who's putting on all of the background, the cameras and everything like that. And I think it's going to be really cool. I mean, we're going to see some things that you don't usually get to see if you're not at the race. So it's going to be a fun time, I think.
Yeah. So you've been a part of this race several times. What are you looking forward to in the booth? Like seeing, what are you looking forward to seeing out there? And, but most people may not even know about. What are you going to be able to bring to the table for us?
Well, I remember, the times when I ran on the crew there, you'd have a radio on and you'd hear the different talking, what's going on the race. Someone made a pass or someone's broke down, something like that. It's just being able to bring that to everyone else, during the race. So it's like when you're watching a motocross race or one of the supercross races, everyone has an update right then. And I think with everything that Steve has going with this, that it's going to be great to be able to communicate that back, maybe show some pictures, show some, we're even talking like having some live feeds from some of the different locations, like the challenge or the motocross section. We're trying to work that in. I've talked to him also about connecting my phone up. I talked to you about this, Andy, about even being able to, during the 10 hours, to maybe make some phone calls to people, that used to race it or something like that, and bring their experience into it, just to get some more talks going during the race. So I think it's just going to be a fun opportunity. When I announced before, you get to see when you're standing where the speaker section is or anything like that. It's just, you see right there, and to be able to see all the different parts of the track and even drone footage, it's going to be really cool to see all parts of it at the same time.
So you've raced the Ironman here too, correct?
I did that 2 years ago.
And so when people think they're going to race the Ironman at the Heartland and they go in there and, they decide just to do it, they come out, what's the number one thing that you would say as far as advice, from the very beginning? What would you say?
Well, before you ever start the race, I mean, well, you talked about it with Dylan. Your pit crew, especially on the Ironman side, is vital, and you have to listen to them. And that's one of the mistakes I made. I only did the Ironman one time, and everyone always told me, I talked to Matt Lindell, 2-time champ. I talked to Travis Brandt, 2-time champ. What'd you guys do to be able to do this? And they basically said, have to keep hydrated. You have to keep your nutrition up, just like what Dylan was talking about. But when you're doing the Ironman, it's even more vital because you're not getting off that thing. You're going for the whole 10 hours. And I think it was Matt that told me, he said, when you're starting the Ironman class, he said, before the halfway mark, before the 5-hour mark, he said, tone it down, find your pace, find a comfortable pace, but don't push it at all. He said, then push after the 5-hour mark. He said, because I don't remember if it was him or not, but he said, hours 1 through 3, you feel good. 3 through 5, you start to feel it a little bit. Hour 6, you're like, wow, something's happening. They said in hour 7, your soul leaves your body. And I'm like, yeah, right. So I took out and was running hard and everything in the first half of the race. And I think I got up to like 3rd place at one time. And then when about the hour 6.5 hit, it actually did happen. My soul left my body, and I had no idea where I was at. I couldn't function. I pulled off to the pits, and again, that's where the pit crew comes in. They kept trying to tell me to, I got to stop. I got to eat something. I have to drink, and I had a hydration pack on. I'm like, no, man, I feel great. And it hit me at about hour 7, and I got off my quad, and I thought I was going to die. It was just terrible, but they got me pepped back up, got some electrolytes in me and some food in me. And I went back out and I finished it, but I went from 3rd to 6th place. And that was more frustrating than anything to me, but it's, you have to spend the week ahead, not just preparing your quad, but preparing your body. And it's not something you can just jump in and go. You just can't do it. It's I've done a lot of sports, man. I played football, basketball, track. I've done a lot of different things. And that was by far the hardest physical thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. Now, something we have talked about tonight was quite a bit here is about wearing out, when you signed up for it, or when you started the Ironman, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That 4, 5, 6, 7 hours into it. But we haven't talked about the machine too much. And a lot of the guys, gals I see, they get out there and one of two things happens. They get out and they run it like it's a sprint, and they worry about keeping up with somebody on that first hour or first 2 hours, instead of just getting a pace. But then also when they do that, it's not just them, it's also the bikes. When you hit the bikes and you're going through, 100% through that challenge section, when you're the Ironman, it's usually either the guy or the gal wears out or the bike gives up because just going too hard, it seems like to me.
Yeah. Now, it's the bike that I used for the Heartland Challenge. People do a lot of the mods to their bikes for the 2-hour races and such like that. And I used my old friend Eleanor. I don't know if you followed back when I was racing a lot, but Eleanor was my GNCC quad back in 18. And, we had clutches on it and everything like that. We took everything clear back down to stock on it, even the stock muffler on it. The only thing I had on it was shocks and wheels. And because they pay these engineers to make these bikes so they don't break down, So I thought that's going to be the smoothest ride. It's not going to be jerky. It's going to be, not a whole lot of power. And you don't need the power for the 10-hour. You need something that's going to be comfortable and durable. And it worked out really well for me on that. The shocks, the shocks are probably one of the most important things. And it just worked out really well that you just have to be careful. You got to know that you have 10 hours to go. It's not, you don't have another bike in the pits that you can, or in the impound that you can go grab. That's got to last you the full 10 hours. So, you just have to make sure that thing's ready and you're ready to be on it for that long.
I was in a pit one time. This is going back many years ago, but I was there and they said they were going to pit, and I'll never forget this. So I stood back to watch. They flagged the racer down. He came in and they said, "You got to stop." And he goes, "I can't stop. We don't have time." And one of the wisest things I heard those crews says, you are stopping or you won't have the time or something like that. Somehow they tied that together. And that's when it really hit me. One of those first years is, yes, you do have to stop. Whether you're stopping and getting something to eat, stopping and getting something to drink, or you got to get off and stretch, take care of the body if you're on Ironman, or maybe it's just a team. But those pit stops are very important, not just for bike machine, but also mental.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, Dylan even mentioned one of the guys, Adam Rosenbaum, Squirrels. When Travis was running the Ironman that one year, I've never seen someone so meticulous as a pit master, I guess you'd call him, because he had a notebook there and he was keeping track of Travis's lap times and had a full schedule out there, to stop and get a drink or get some, something in his body for nourishment, and schedule your air filter change or fuel or some oil on your chain lube on his chain, anything like that. It's so vital to have, to maintain everything, body and machine, through the whole race to make it last for 10 hours like that. Because, I mean, you got to admit, Fort Dodge isn't the most forgiving track in the world. That's a lot of rock in there. And that machine's taking a beating for 10 hours. And to get that to finish, that's a huge accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, and something you mentioned in there too about what Adam did was, as far as making the timed, stops and everything, and on a schedule, is one of the biggest mistakes I see too. Is guys that are out there and they're racing hard and they don't stop to get something to drink until they're thirsty.
Yeah.
And when you wait till you're thirsty, now we have a problem. That is catching up to us.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're playing catch up instead of maintenance. Then it's impossible, because I think I had my Apple Watch on that day and that I did it. And if I remember right, I think I burned like 4,800 calories is what it said that I burned during that. And that was 9.5 hours. That was the race that got cut short from the storm. Yeah. And I had to take like a half-hour break because I literally got lost on the track because I was that out of it. We were back over on the west side of the track. I went across the pond dam and went up into that west section. And after I came up on the hill there, I had no idea where I was at. I mean, it was kind of scary because I'd have to wait for someone to pass me, and I'd follow them until I couldn't see them anymore, and I'd slow down until someone else passed me and follow them back to the pits because I didn't have enough electrolytes or food or nourishment or whatever in me I just couldn't function. My soul left my body, I guess. So, but once I got it back in there, it was fine. I finished the race, but it just makes me so mad that I didn't listen to my pit crew. That if I wouldn't have done that and had to take that long pit stop, I may have made the podium again. I don't know. Kendall Cruz, I was coming after you too.
Yeah. I had a brain fart there. I forget what I was going to ask you about what you just said, but doggone it. Now I can't remember what it was. Chris, what was it?
Oh, he hit the mute button.
Yep. So Chris goes on mute. This is why we have situations with technical.
So I was going to make a comment as you guys were talking. I was trying to do some printing and stuff that we have to get done. That Rick, I was concerned, and everybody will see me during the Heartland. We keep an eye on you. Not only are we scoring everybody, but we're also looking at you guys as far as making sure you look okay. I know when you were racing, you didn't look so hot. So that was like, we'll radio that to the crew, letting them know, hey, look out for that person or this person. They didn't look too good coming through scoring. Just kind of keep an eye on you, so to speak. We're concerned. And if it gets too much, then you'll see, we'll go to your pit and let them know as well that you probably need to make a stop and refuel, so to speak.
I'm guessing I had that whole glazed look over my face when I came through scoring, like I was staring into nothing right there. So there was a lot of people that were concerned, but I'm too old and dumb to hurt myself like that. So.
And Chris, I really hate to do this. Maybe I should mute myself when I say I'm getting ready to give you credit. But I have heard you say that many times. And I'm always impressed with the crew. And what I mean by that is the scoring looks like one thing. We blame you for a lot of things, obviously, but people are always doing more than just their job, I'd say, with looking out. I remember you calling in on Rick, and every year there's not always, it's not a thing where you're saying it looks bad, but you see the differences in them more than even the teams do, because you see them slow down the one time of the deal. So I'm always appreciative, like yourself and the crew guys that are out there and aren't scared to say, hey, everybody keep an eye on this guy. And we hear that on the radio several times a race is, hey, kind of watch this one, is getting tired or such and such. And so I always appreciate when you do bring that up, because obviously you can tell that more than we can when they're going fast by us, so that's pretty cool. So,
yeah, no, and I appreciate you guys doing that too. Cause I don't know if you radioed over to our pits or not, but when I went through there, our pit crew everyone was right there to, help me get off the quad. And like I said, I was feeling pretty rough there for a while, but felt good enough to get back on. But like I said, that goes back to your pit crew and everything else too, to help you, get through the rest of the race and everything, and just encourage you, and even the crowd that's out there too, even the other pits, sitting there cheering you on, that keeps you going too. But man, when your body starts to shut down, there's not a lot you can do about it.
You just nailed what I was trying to think of there earlier. You'd mentioned it. You just mentioned something about it again, is the fact that, so even the most prepared guys and gals, because we've got gals that's done it several times, with the Ironman, class. But what I've noticed too is, to me, if you race that race, I fully believe that, yes, you want the corn cob at the end, but I fully believe the only people that will ever race that race are the ones that really want to dig down deep and see if they can, like if I can be stopped. I want to be challenged in the ultimate way, mentally, physically, everything. And you go out there and you race that. I don't know anybody that's ever gotten off the thing that haven't been completely exhausted or found their breaking point, and that's where you find out, okay, do I keep abusing the bike? Do I keep abusing myself by not stopping, or trying to go 100% instead of, I always hear people talk like 70%, unless you're Matt Lindell, about 70% is about what people are running, on lap wise and effort, into the racing as fast as you can is kind of backing it off a little bit and saving that, but it just seems like you guys that have done that are more about testing yourself and seeing how far you can push it, not necessarily about the race, but mentally and physically. And if you can beat that and make it to an end like that, I mean, I think of people like Kevin Jones. Remember Kevin?
Yep.
Afterwards, and Graham Whitcomb, and
Yeah.
they're funny stories. You see people afterwards and doing it, but when you stop and think about it, it's like, man, it's the ultimate respect when you see someone do that, hit that wall, kick the door down and say, I'm going to finish this, and just gather yourself up. That's a mental toughness that I don't think hardly anything can test themselves like that race and doing the Ironman.
Yeah. Well, and that year, one of the reasons I did that year too is my dad was going through cancer right then and having a tough time with everything. And I thought, if my dad's tough enough to do what he was doing with, the chemo treatments and surgeries and all that stuff, and he fought through it, and he had some pretty rough patches where he had to make decisions on whether he wanted to keep pushing forward, and for him to go through that for months, during that cancer treatments, I thought, what, I'm out here for 10 hours. If he can do that, I can do that, so that was kind of some inspiration behind me getting back on there, because a lot of them are saying, you don't go out, don't go back out. But I thought, what, if Dad can do that for as long as he did, I can finish another 2 or 3 hours on a quad. So it was some pretty good motivation for me to do that.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Very nice. So, Rick, I know we called and asked you to do this, announcer thing for us with this live stream. I'm super excited. You and I have talked a great deal. Like I said, you mentioned talking with Steve earlier, how cool this live stream can be. And I'm hoping people take it serious and get a hold of Steve. It'd be nice to get done tonight. I think he's leaving. Was he leaving tomorrow? I think it is.
I think
tomorrow
so,
morning, So it's getting late to get it done before, but at the track, as soon as you can get there, talk to him about being part of that live stream and getting to see, having the opportunity to, be able to, people at home, families and friends be able to see you out there racing on TV, basically, and being able to follow you that way. And you as an announcer being able to talk about those. It's just so cool. Now, we've only done this, one time, I think? Yeah, 23 was the first time we'd done it.
Yeah.
And thanks to Steve and Tire Spines and Alan and everybody that's behind the scene there. But it is just so cool. You got that 75-inch TV up there that you can come up and watch. We see teams coming up and kind of watching some of that, up there. And it's just a neat atmosphere having that and yourself there announcing and stuff. I'm excited to see it. Yeah,
well, it's kind of cool because, the first Heartland Challenge I was ever at, I was in a barbecue trailer, if you remember right. We were doing the vending there, so I'm kind of coming full circle here from being in the vending trailer to being on a team, to do an Ironman, to now just doing the announcing for this. So I think I did the announcing one other time, but it's nothing like what this is. Steve has put a lot of effort into this, and from what it was 2 years ago, I think he's done a lot more for this year, it sounds like, than what he had even in 2023. But I think the people who are watching it live like that and want to get into this and want to see it and want to see how it's going, man, it's going to be a cool deal there, because when you can watch that kind of the action on TV, I know it's just going to be phenomenal, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully I won't bore everyone with my rambling for 10 hours.
So we got another guest coming on here shortly, but real quick, I know you've had a lot going on, so I got to give you credit for pulling you away from this whole, everything you got going on behind the scenes to come out and give us, a full day of announcing and stuff. But tell us a little bit about what you got going on behind the scenes. I know there's a lot.
It's been a wild past few months for sure. So yeah, in March of this year, well, everyone probably knows I used to have a restaurant, and we closed the restaurant down, but everything happens for a reason, because in March of this year we ended up buying another business out that's real similar to ours, but the big thing with it is we acquired one of the big brands in Des Moines, Gino's Italian sauces. So we own that now and are producing it and have it in the stores. So it's been a pretty wild ride. We went from, like 3 employees up to 11 or 10 or 11 employees and just ramping everything up. And this has all happened since middle of March. So yeah, it's gangbusters right now, especially right before the state fair. Everyone's getting things ready for the state fair. But I've got you talk about great crew. I've got a amazing crew here at my shop that allows me to be able to come out and, do this. It's just been a pretty wild ride for sure.
So when you say you just bought this Gino's, it's sauces. What all is that?
Spaghetti sauce, marinara sauce, pizza sauce, salad dressings, seasonings, you name it. It's a full line of that. But they've been it was a restaurant for 45 years in Des Moines. That's probably what most people remember it by. So, but now we have that. We've got a lot of new things that's going to be coming out here within the next few months, and but all the originals that were there to begin with, that's what we're going to keep doing that. And it's probably, I think we have like 15 or 16 different food items that are on the grocery store shelves in the Gino's name that we acquired. So on top of everything we already had going with the Juan O'Sullivan salsa, the Lazy Toad barbecue sauce, and everything else that we had going. So it's been a big transition, but it's been a good transition.
Do you have anything right there you can hold up and show us? Gino's. I know I've seen it before, but I'm trying to place that logo.
You know what? I don't have it right with me right now. Gosh darn it. You told me earlier to bring it, so
we'll get it. Luckily, I've been able to go on a little tour at your place, and I just want people to realize this isn't just a back room, working out of my garage. That the facility that you've put up there with everything is absolutely amazing. There it is. Yeah. Okay. See, I couldn't think of it when you first told me Gino's, but when you see the logo and stuff, it pops up. That see it everywhere. So
it's in about every Hy-Vee and fairway in the Des Moines metro area. So, but it's been a big project. So, just not just with the brand, but the building and the equipment and everything else. It's just it's been phenomenal. We've got enough capacity now that we could literally make over 1,000 gallons of sauce in a day.
Wow. Man, that's great.
I'll say that the salad dressing is a staple at our family Sunday dinners. So,
yep, the Gino's, which would you like?
Oh,
the garlic,
the parm.
Yeah. You want a cheat code on that? Next time you make a sandwich, take that and use it like mayonnaise. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to definitely blow your mind.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. It's just as good on a sandwich as it is on a salad. So you're going to have to try that.
Very cool. Well, Rick, I'd like for you to stay on with this. We got another cool thing going on. We're going to bring a young lady on here right now that's been doing all the photography for us in the series the last couple of years. And she's been just remarkable, this year especially, just like she's hit another level on it. And she's doing a lot behind the scenes too. So she's got a lot going on this weekend as well. So I want to bring her on right quick. And I told her I thought Chris would probably talk forever tonight and be longer than what we'd planned. But Sabrina, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm trying to kind of cut him off a little bit here and pump the brakes, but thanks for holding out and coming on with us.
Yeah, it's definitely Chris who does all the talking.
Yeah,
thanks, Sabrina.
So, Sabrina, we have our scoring master here. We have our announcer here, and now we have our photographer here. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on this weekend.
Yeah, we're from the Chicago area, so we're going to drive down Thursday night to my parents' house, so it's a shorter drive. And then Friday morning, we'll drive from Des Moines to Fort Dodge, hoping to get there around 8 o'clock. I have some swag that I'm bringing with me from some vendors, so we can hand that out, get that ready before the kids' races start. And then I'm hoping to walk the track a little bit to get some shots. Andy's let me use the pit bike again so I can get places quicker. That's super helpful. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
And then I'll be there all day Friday for both kids' races. And then I'll be out all day Saturday as well for the 10-hour race.
Nice. And you have been working on some stuff behind the scenes. So let's really quick, because I know Rick is probably one of these guys. It's like, man, Andy's doing really cool stuff with this website. I'm sure Rick thinks that I'm building the website, I'm doing the social media, everything, when it comes to, I think Rick was mentioned earlier how my pre-registration was really nice, how I got it set up and stuff. But let's break the news here right quick, okay? So it's going to be a shocker, but I have nothing to do with any of that, correct?
Correct.
So just bringing you a bit of speed. I know we're talking about the Heartland, but this goes for the series too. But obviously the Heartland, we talk about every year. It takes more to do the Heartland, it seems like, than it does to put all the other 7 races on together, And somehow you and Chris and Zach isn't on here, but the behind the scenes, and I'm going to say typically it's at least 2 or 3 text groups of messages a day, it seems like. And I love that you guys, it's like you never sleep. You're always thinking about ways to make it better. And that's not even talking the photography. That's just the behind the scenes that you're doing with the social media and Chris and Zach and the pre-registration forms. I mean, there's just so much goes into there. So Sabrina, I'm going to gear this toward you because I do not want anybody watching thinking that I'm going to give Chris credit like 2 times in one episode. But thank you guys so much. I mean, Rick, I don't know if you even have noticed. You probably haven't noticed. I know you've been busy this year, but take a guess how long, if you pre-register, let's get it out of the way right now. There's no incentive as far as, being cheaper to sign up or anything like that. But if you pre-register online, guess how long it takes, thanks to these guys, for you to walk up and when you hand your helmet to Chris or anybody in the scoring trailer, but I've timed him several times. Guess how long it takes for you to, once you give him your helmet, to sign in?
Oh, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe?
Less than 30 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We have an express lane, and you walk up, you get a bypass, everybody that's up there registering, you walk up, you hand your helmet, and I have personally, not to bug Chris by no means, I'm just helping out with scoring. And I will count down several times. People have seen me do this from 30 seconds, and it's anywhere from about 15 to 10, and they're done. So it's more like about 20 seconds,
Nice.
But to get to that point, there's all kinds of stuff behind the scenes, whether it's doing the rules, whether it's doing the pre-registration forms or anything else. And Sabrina, I know you've, went from being just CEO of marketing for the series to having a full-time job that you got to do a lot of traveling at now. And so I can't thank you enough. I'm not going to thank Chris, but can't thank you and Zach and, and your other character that helps you out a little bit enough for what you guys do behind the scenes, and then still be able to focus on on your photography. So thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. And I want to thank Chris, though, because he provides us with a lot of information so we can get all that stuff done.
Yeah, it's
Chris,
a team effort. Yeah, so Gary shot this one off. That's why I was chuckling. Can we expect 30 seconds at the Heartland? We'll do our best, but no. There's a lot more into getting everybody registered. I will say if you pre-registered, I got nearly 40 of you now because a couple just were registering as we were live here. So you're already in the system. It should be pretty quick. So that was one of the things we're going to talk about. We can go ahead and get it out of the way. That if all team members come up together, it will be very quick. I would say a couple minutes tops, because we've got to make sure that you guys got all your barcodes all on your helmets that need to be replaced, and then also just checking transponders. Won't expect 30, but I'm going to say 2 minutes. I think we can get it done right around there.
That's still outstanding, though. I mean, that's incredible.
And then just while you're on that subject, Chris, we do have tech. So everybody has to go through the tech after you register, correct?
Correct. We want kind of all teams, again, reminder, bring your helmets. We're going to try something new with the helmets. We tried out a little bit at Cahokia for those that registered. Just tap your helmet on our QR, or our little reader. It should pop up in our system, make it a little quicker as well. Yeah, just one important thing, come up as the team together. Don't wait till last minute, because we do have things to get going on Saturday. Like to have everybody registered by the drivers meeting. So that is 10 a.m. Per day. So kids Friday 10 a.m., adults Saturday by 10 a.m. And that would give us some time, because we've got to go and get the entry list for impound, especially for adults. Takes a little bit more time. Lets us do what we have to do behind the scenes.
And I want to go over that too here in a second, Chris, on the procedure on how we're going to go through that. And so people have never been there understands it. But real quick, you come in, you register, you have a tech that every machine has to go through. You have to have the sticker on. Yep. But then once you've done your registration, there'll be another booth really close to registration, I believe, just right in front there. Correct, Sabrina? And what will that booth consist of?
So it will be my photography booth this year. I have convinced my mom and sister to help me out. And so I'll have a pop-up tent, and I'll actually have a pretty cool banner with a QR code on it. And you can scan the QR code right on the banner, and it'll take you right to my website. The purpose of the booth is we're going to take cash payments. I know a lot of the racers like to pay with cash, or it's just a little bit more convenient to do at the races. And so any photos from this year, the regular series, I will take cash for. And my mom and sister will be there all day Friday and Saturday. Well, I'm out taking photos. And then we're going to also try to start working on the photos as I'm out there on Saturday. So I'll have my mom back at the booth editing the kids' photos from Friday while I'm out taking the adult photos. And then you're welcome to pre-order your Heartland photos. I didn't want to make it too expensive and keep it reasonable. So if you just want your photos, or if you're Ironman, it's straight $50 for all the photos. So if I got 5 photos, or if I got 50 photos, it's going to be a flat $50. If you're a team of 2, it's $100, and a team of 3, $150. And then I'll also have them all on my website. I'm hoping within a few days. Depends on how many photos I take. But then we'll have some giveaways as well. For the kids' races, the top team for each of the kids' classes will get a t-shirt and sunglasses from motorsport.com. And then the adult family class will all get hats from rockymountain.com. And then the Ironman, for the adults, the top 3 Ironmans will get Rocky Mountain tumblers. And then at my photography area, I have a whole bunch of motorsport.com $20 coupons for everyone. And we'll have stickers and lanyards to give out, all for free. And then for the adult overalls, the top overall class gets $100 each of motorsport.com gift cards. Second team gets $75 each. And then the third place overall adults get $50 each.
Very nice.
Nice.
That's
And
really
then the goggles behind me, all the female adult racers, so 16 and older, get a free pair of goggles.
Oh,
Wow.
Andy, did you pick out your color?
Now's when he should be muting himself again. Well, Sabrina, I know how much you've been working hard trying to get sponsors and everything. And for you to put this whole package together and have it there, like I said, with everything you're doing behind the scenes, really kind of taking Chris under your wing and stuff, really appreciate that. And we're looking forward to it. I think you're going to add a lot to this race. So thank you very much.
Yeah, happy to help out. It's definitely fun.
And since you mentioned your goggles, I also want to announce earlier in the podcast tonight, I said that the first kids team that sign up, I was going to have a prize for them. So we have a team. I'm not sure if I want to make them change this name or not, but the little quad Fockers. The little quad Fockers. Let's say that slow. Okay. Landon and Jackson. One's from Indianola, one's from Lena. Okay. You are the first team to sign up and get that. So come see us at the registration, or you could probably see Sabrina and she can make this happen too. But I will have a pair of Scott goggles for you two as well for taking me up on that challenge. So thank you guys for signing up like that. So let's walk through. Rick, you're going to be a huge part of this. Sabrina, you're going to be a huge part of this. And so let's walk through. I know we went over a little too far. That's why if you remember, Rick, when we talked about this, Chris wasn't going to be on here and we were going to be done by 8:00.
Yep. That's exact. I remember those words.
Exactly. So with that being said, though, I do want to get through this. I know we have some stuff, so I'm asking Chris to jump in here and help me. But I want to start from the time that we come in the gate. Okay. So we come in through the gate. That's a change right there. In the past, we've always had it open 24 hours. And that's when we had multiple races going at night and stuff. It's just not sensible to keep our crew up all night when we're not racing 2 nights in a row. So they will be closing. I think normally it's 11. We'll check and see if it's going to be a little bit later than that or not. But if you do get there, there's plenty of room on the road. It's a dead end road. There'll be nobody there coming down there on Saturdays except for us. If you give me a call or text me, I'm not saying that we couldn't buzz down and make sure you get in. So we will work with you, but just keep in mind the people that are working the gate are the same people that are working the next day trying to keep the event going. So try to get there by the time the gates close. But yeah, so we get through the gate, Chris.
Yep.
I come down. I want to sign up. Just run me through really quick what you need at that sign up.
Well, if they're pre-registered, all we basically need is their helmets, their AMA cards, and the whole team to come together. If they're not pre-registered, basically they still need their helmets, the AMA cards, method of payment, and just come down and take some time to fill out all the paperwork.
And just to clear that, when you said their AMA card, this is an AMA event, has been, always will be an AMA event. So if they do not have an AMA yearly card, they can purchase a day pass there, correct?
Yep. Day passes are currently $25. We have all the paperwork there at the registration that you can fill that out, or I believe the year is $49. So you're several options. You pay cash or card for that AMA card as well.
Gotcha. So we've got all registered. That's where we'll also have all of our Heartland gear, T-shirts, all that kind of stuff will be there. But after you're done there, then we have our tech. And the tech will be, I think typically it's always right behind the scoring, right? Or the registration trailer.
Yeah, normally it's one of us that's around. Just come out. We're gonna just check the quad over, make sure tethers work, just to overall maybe gather some information as well. In the past, we've gathered some tire information. We're still kind of working out those details, but it's short and simple. But in order to pass through inspection, you get a sticker, and that is your ticket to get into impound or on the starting line.
Hey, Chris, on top of that, I know there's always been a lot of confusion about the tail lights too. So the tail lights have to be wired in this year, don't they?
They don't necessarily have to be wired. We'd much prefer that. Much prefer having a brake light and everything. But you can have like a bike light, like a portable bike light. You can have that like on your chest protector, or the back of the machine.
But no glow sticks, right?
No glow sticks. Yeah, we tried them in the past and they just don't work. So, right. And just to clarify that while we're talking about this, you must have a rear tail light. Once it gets dark, you must have that at all times. So we've had these issues before. I'm not saying we catch everybody, but we sure try to. And again, Chris's number one thing is to be doing the scoring. It's not his main concern is making sure you have a tail light. But if we see that you do not have a tail light, lots of times Chris will call us. We'll stop you on the track, or Chris might tell you to get it done. That's your warning to get that thing done, or to get one put on, or switch out bikes, whatever it might be. But if you continue to go without having it, you will be pulled over, and you got to get it fixed before you can go back out. So we don't want to get a situation where we don't see somebody that's wrecked or something because we can't see the tail light. So must have a tail light all the time once it gets dark, and headlight, of course. But so we've gotten teched now. We're going to stop over at Atomic Photography. We're going to get signed up for our photos. A lot of people are going to be able to pick up some goodies and stuff from there before and after the races. But then we're going to line up. Chris, what time does first of all, we have a riders meeting at 10 o'clock. Why that is so important this year, Rick, you're a good example of this, is you've been to the riders meetings an hour before you're getting ready to start. So you're all geared up, you're in your boots, you're everything, you're getting hot, you're getting sweaty, all that stuff. With not, having a full day, we've made this a full day by making it casual. So you can come up in your flip-flops and if you're Joe Moore, you can come up in your robe, But anyway, just, be there, ready to go. It's a casual thing. If there's questions, we're not rushing through it. We can answer the questions. If you have we can show the start if we need to, it's probably a good thing to do at that point. But anyway, we'll go over all that stuff, how we're starting everything. After that point, then that is when I think it is at 11 o'clock, Chris.
Yep. 11 o'clock impound.
Yep. We start on the impound. So anybody that hasn't been here before, obviously Ironmans aren't affected by this, but if you have a team, whether it be 2 or 3 people, and you only get one machine at a time. Okay, so with those the one machine that you're racing, you will hold on to. We'll pull you up in a minute. But right now at 11 is when you're actually going to go into the impound. We start with the AA. AA gets to choose theirs. If AA is not there, we will not hold up for them. We'll send everybody else. And basically it's an open up. You get lined up and you go as you're lined up. Just anytime there's not a certain class or nothing, you get to go down there, you get to pick your impound. Your impound is on the top of turns 3 and 4 of the racetrack. It's a flat surface up on the very top of the track. You can basically choose any of the spots. We'll have them all marked down there to where they're laid out for as many, teams as we have. You'll have 3 spots. Every team will have 3 spots. So if you're a 3-man team, 2 machines would be going in there, and then one of your machines will be going into the starting area. So Once your machines are in the impound, you leave the impound immediately. There's no going into the impound unless you're switching out bikes, and that is it, and only that racer. There's no working on it. There's no tools in there whatsoever. But then after we get everybody lined up there, then people can be lining up. We'll take you and start with the AA first. We'll be right around the flag stand, close to it. And then we'll just call off the numbers. So be ready. If you're not there when your number is called off, then you will be put in probably at the tail or wherever we can get you in. But unless we leave a spot or something, but you need to be there when we're lining them up. Otherwise, it could take an hour versus a half hour. So we get you lined up. Once your machine is there, your tether cannot be on the machine. It has to be on the rider. And then you're chilled again for a little bit. You can calm down everything, be ready to race. At 1 o'clock then, I believe it's 5 till, Chris. We typically will do our national anthem. We'll do everything. We'll give you a 5-minute window, let you know. We'll do a 3-minute, I think it is. Then we do a 2 or a 1. We'll count down for you. But basically, we'll get down to 1 minute. Then we'll do a 30-second. Then we'll do a 10-second. And when we get down to that 10 seconds and the horn goes off, everybody will be, I didn't tell you that, but we'll be lined up on the infield. And you will run across the track up to your machines, jump on, hook up your tether switch, and take off. And that will be the official start for the 10-hour race. And then we will go through the whole race with the live stream, everything going on. At the end of the night, right after the race is over, Chris has actually gotten pretty good. Again, that's almost dancing around another compliment, but about getting the results as quick as we can. But always remember, is when you finish doesn't mean the race is over. So we may not know exactly where you're at. We should probably, but until the sweeper comes back through, we will not know. So I always say probably a half hour after the race, after you finish, it could take another half hour to get the track cleared. And then we will be going directly up to the awards. So if you're on the podium, the top 3 in your class, go directly to the awards stand. And then we will be doing the awards directly after the race. Did I miss anything there you guys can think of throughout the day?
We went through pretty much the whole schedule. You concentrated on adults. Kids kind of follow the same schedule as well.
Yep.
And we're doing a driver's meeting for both mini and youth at 10 o'clock. So that's something different. We're not splitting up per session. We're doing all kids at one time.
And really quick, while you're talking about that, Chris, the reason we're doing that is so we can get more time in between those races and after those races, so the kids aren't being rushed. We can do their full awards. Rick will be ready to go on that, and just get all the awards done. So isn't that right, Rick?
Yes, sir.
So Andy, we did have a question.
Yep. So we will bypass that one, Chris.
Okay.
So, yeah, we will bypass that one. Anything else that we're missing?
No, nothing.
Gotcha. Well, that should do it for the day. I can't think of any other questions that I would have for to verify the races. We'll go over all the questions, everything in the writers' meetings. Did have an interesting day today. So you guys know, I might not have told Sabrina or Rick, but we've got a guy from Michigan coming down, or not Michigan, sorry, Canada, called and is coming down. I'm leading into one of the questions here that we will get to. Came down and heard clear up in Canada that this could be our last Heartland Challenge, and is coming down to race the Ironman. So he's coming down to race the Ironman, and he's driving by himself. Cool. Rick, I know right now is saying, boy, that's going to be a long drive home. So we are looking for, I know some guys I could ask if somebody wants to pop up and offer. The guy's coming from Canada and would like some help in the pits and stuff. And I said, you came to the right place. We got some great people. Be more than willing to help you. So looking forward to that. We just got a phone call today from a gentleman that's serving the country in the Army and is bringing his wife and brother, I believe, right, Chris?
Yep.
Are coming up to race from Texas. So we've about as far south as you can get and about as far north as you can get. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to answer this question, Chris, before we even get to it, because I know I seen it pop up and somebody had asked me about this, and I said, absolutely, we'll answer any question on here. Will it be the last 10 hour of the Heartland Challenge? There's stuff behind the scenes going on that if everything goes as planned, this will be the last Heartland Challenge, at least at Fort Dodge. Could be we're probably not going to start over, if that makes sense. I'm not saying we won't. I'm not closing the door. But right now I would say there's probably a 90% chance that this is the last one. I'm not going to get into all that stuff behind the scenes. But if that's the case, it will probably be the last one. So things could change and things could, that's why I'm not going to slam the door on it by no means. I think everybody that's a part of this race hates the work and loves the reward. When you see the kid and the families and, Rick and everybody's talked about it. Dylan's talked about it, with the families. I don't know seriously anywhere you can go in the country, and maybe I'm putting too much on this, but I don't believe I am, and see families working together like they do at the Heartland. I mean, everything comes down to that team, like we've talked, and seeing the families put in the time and the mom cooking and the dad doing this and the brother doing this and little sister doing this, it's really cool. So it's not something we want to see go away, but, the count that we have this time will tell us, if people still want to do it. I think with what Rick's doing and Steve Mueller, and Sabrina, having everything there, this thing is really coming full circle now in ways that Chris, you've been here since the beginning, I don't think I've ever even dreamt of having the stuff that's going to be there, this year. We've leaps and bounds of where we ever, it was like a caveman before, and now it's really cool stuff's going on. So we'll see. Again, I would stand by it saying, I think there's probably a 90% chance this is the last one. And if it is, I'll be honest, I can walk away from it and feel good. I feel like we've added something to the sport and had some good times, and maybe it's something that, it's time for somebody else to step up and take it on or something. But leave that door open, and there's a chance that, small chance that we could continue to go. And, Rick's already volunteered to do the announcing for the next 10 years. So if we keep going, we're staying there. So hey, everybody will just be eating Geno's.
I'd like to be back on a machine, man. This is going to be rough watching. I'm not good at spectating, so.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, but so that's about the best I can answer that question. I don't ever want to sell this thing as trying to get somebody there because of of it being the last one. I feel like, if I was to be honest with you though, and I wanted to race the Heartland and I never gotten to do it, this would be one that I wouldn't miss. That kind of tells you where I'm leaning. So, but again, never shut the door. You never know what's going to happen. Sponsorships is a big part of it, be honest, with GBC, kind of reevaluating where they're at as a company and not being a part of it this year is really kind of making us take a step backwards. So, but we want to thank, if you guys don't know it, we want to thank Action Off-Road for coming on late. We can't thank them enough. And of course, Power Sports Share. This race would not be happening more than likely without them stepping up. So can't thank them enough. And it might be 2 weeks after this, and they see the photos that we got, and they see this announcing that we got, and the drone shots and everything for the live stream, and we might have that company that surprised the heck out of us called and said, "Oh my gosh, we got to be a part of this next year. We're going to make this bigger and better, and you're going to have your photographer back, you're going to have your announcer back, your live stream's going to be back, and scoring we can make better, but we'll get through it, you know." And they just want to be a big part of this, and we can announce in 2 weeks that, by gosh, we are having it again. So we'll see. But yeah, that's where we stand. And I hope I didn't confuse anybody. But if you are confused, I think all the calls probably need to go to Chris so he can explain a little bit better.
Thanks.
And if you don't have Chris's number,
no.
Any other questions out there, Chris, that we can tackle?
There's one out there I can address with him. Just registration question.
Okay.
But nothing else. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's not everybody's first rodeo. I want to say that probably good 80% that have signed up, it's not their first one. So we've got some newcomers, like you said, the family from Fort Hood, Texas, coming up, and but other than that, it's guys have done it more than once. So.
Sounds like with the number of people you have pre-registered, it's going to be a good turnout. I mean, that's a good number for pre-registration.
Yes.
Very nice.
I'm shocked. Andy was expecting it, but the family class is the largest class that we have so far.
And the numbers that you've had with the kids this year, I think you told me, Andy, that the most you had was right around 100 at one of the races, and to have that kind of youth show up, if we could get that at the Heartland Challenge here, that's just going to show what could come later. But just to see that many kids out doing this is phenomenal. That's just amazing.
Yep, it's a great opportunity for the kids to participate in something like this, so they get a switch on and off like the big boys and girls. So I hope a lot of them take advantage of it. It's really the only reason we have a 2-day race this year, Rick, is so that we can get the 50s included.
That's awesome.
So
I know my son Tyler started out on a little Kimco 50 and now racing the pro class and everything like that. It's fun seeing these kids that are out there right now, 8-10 years from now, what they're going to be doing out there on the track. It's going to be a good time.
Exactly. Yep. Well, Sabrina or Rick, do you guys have anything to add to the weekend or something that people? Before I ask you that, I have been asked this. We do not have a host hotel this year, but there's several hotels within 5 miles of the actual track itself. A couple of them are only like 2 miles in. So if you just look up on I go to the Chamber of Commerce there in Fort Dodge. There's a lot of great hotels there. Some of them have the shuttle that they'll bring you in and out, from the track back. Mm-hmm. So, but we don't have actual host hotel this year. So, but do you guys have anything else to add to someone just coming in for the first time, or make sure they know what's going on or anything?
No, I'm just the eye candy here. So I'm purely eye candy and a mouth. So if there's any questions, I'll revert it to Chris. How's that?
Gotcha. I do have one more. I keep saying this, but we'll do a live Facebook post probably Thursday, possibly Wednesday night, but more than likely Thursday evening on it, because we are looking at changing up the kids course quite a bit. We've got some ideas going. If that changes, I will tell you right now, from where the camping is, where the crew kind of gets into the timber there a little bit around the awards, if we do what we think we're going to be doing, the kids will no longer be going behind the awards and on that little stretch of the pits, which is right in front of the concession stand. So they will not be doing that or going over the mulch. So that would be the part that they will not be doing. And the reason I want to bring that up is I don't want a family with just racing youth to park there thinking the pits are going to be coming right by there. So we will make sure we clear that up once we get it 100% set up on. We'll know that easily by Thursday. So by Thursday night at the latest, we'll put something out there making sure that they know. So, all righty. Outside of that, Rick, I'm sure we're going to have a designated name for you by the end of the time. I don't know what the the head of communications is, but we do have our CEO of our advertising, social media and advertising. We have HR. We have what all do we got, Chris? PR.
We have the PR kid.
I'll take I'll take an acronym, just a good acronym. That's it.
Gotcha.
We'll figure that one out. We'll hit that on the run.
We got our POS. Oh, sorry, Chris. Never mind. Let's see. Trying to think of all the rest of it.
How about we do the BSO, the BS officer? How's that?
Yeah.
There we go. So
I was going to ask earlier, you're allowing Sabrina to ride your pit bike, Andy. Did you have to remove the foot pegs for her?
I'm sorry. You're breaking up. I can't hear you, Chris. Maybe I hit mute. Sorry.
Those darn blocks.
No, he had to bend back the brake for me because I bent it.
Oh,
Yeah.
as the brakes pulled up so they're close too.
Yeah. So
That's good.
the one last thing I will throw out there, it's not too late if any companies do want to be involved still. We did have a price on the class scoring or sponsorships. We're getting awful down here, but we've probably got 4 of them that are not. I'm going to guess about 4 that aren't having a sponsor so far this year. So if there would happen to be anybody, let me know. Get a hold of us ASAP. I did just see we will have some other announcers coming in to help Rick. And I'm glad to say he might be listening, but I just got another good text. Dean Hansen is saying that he is planning on being there to help out, and he'll be able to bring a lot of knowledge in from past and a motor builder and, bike builder and stuff. To kind of excited to have him in there as well. So
The Hansen Hammer himself.
there you go. So cool. I know he must have changed his plans because he was not being there and he was going to see what he could do. So once again, I appreciate, doing that. So here's the deal, guys. We got 3 days, Chris? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we race.
Yeah.
We actually start racing the 2025 Heartland Challenge. Let me say the Action Off-Road Heartland Challenge presented by Power Sports Share. In 3 days, we have a live stream. I did see someone ask that question also with the live stream. As of right now, that'll be kind of a surprise, I guess, if we have anything going for video going for the kids. As of right now, I don't believe that is going for the kids. It's just the adult ones. So
there's potential that we could have a video at the certain locations, maybe doing some testing, but nothing that we're going to set in stone that we're going to have ready.
Gotcha. So we're really close. Got a lot of stuff going on. Can't thank everybody behind the scenes. There's just so much more than I think any other Heartland Challenge we've had, going on behind the scenes, people stepping up to help. We've got some racers that aren't racing that have contacted us about being there to help. Can't thank them enough on that. It's just going to be real important, once again, to get there, get started, get everybody registered, get started on time, get the awards done on time. Chris, we're really going to need you to step up. So
see what I can do.
That wasn't a joke.
If you need me, I'll be in the trailer with the star on it, right?
Yeah,
Trailer ready.
that's right. Yep. So
I want my Skittles and my chocolates and a bouquet of flowers in there too.
oh my gosh. Here we go. Now I am looking forward to seeing what with the drones and all the different cameras, and I'm excited to see what happens there. So yeah, really looking forward to it. So cool. Well, I don't have much else. Chris, you've done it again. You've kept us till 8:45. So I'm not going to Fort Dodge tonight. Thanks, Chris.
This is past my bedtime, so I hope you got someone to cover me after 8:45.
And we didn't talk about that, Rick.
What's that?
Really, really quick though. Not only are we going to have cameras like the mulch pile, the starting area, the challenge, the drones going on, the motocross area, but we're going to have live stuff going on too as well, right? Going out.
Yep. Steve said that we're hopefully going to have it all ready to go so that we can even go out into the pits and talk to some of the pit crews. It'll be cool because if we can see how the race is going on, then we can go out and talk to the pit crews, see what they're seeing and how everyone's running. If there's machine problems, anything like that, some live action stuff.
Very cool. Yep. All righty. Anything else? Sabrina, I know you're just dying to get something in. I can see you want to say something.
I'm just thirsty.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Hope we got most of the questions answered.
We did.
Yeah. So.
Right
All
on.
righty.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Break.